Alright, so now we will talk about simple interest, which is still a part of our engineering economy course. So first, alamin muna natin kung ano ba itong tinatawag nating interest. So have a look at this picture right here. So we have a debtor and the creditor. Okay, so yung debtor, yan yung nangungutang, at ito namang creditor ang nagpapautang. So at first, manghihiram ng pera yung debtor. So, magbibigay yung ating creditor ng pera dito sa ating debtor. And let's say that is X. And then, after some time, itong ating debtor will have to pay itong hiniram niyang pera, di ba? So, he will be paying an amount dito sa ating creditor. So, that will be X. And then, there will be an additional value. Let's say that is what we call I. And yung additional value na yan is what we call the interest. So let's say itong ating debtor ay nangutang ng 500 pesos. At nung nagbayad na siya, ang total ng binayad niya is 600 pesos. So kung makikita ninyo dito guys, merong nadagdag na 100 pesos. Okay, so, yung additional amount na yan, ang tinatawag nating interest. Okay, kung titignan natin yung perspective ng ating debtor, the interest is the payment for the use of the borrowed capital. So, yung interest is yung pinakabayad niya dahil pinahiram siya ng ating creditor ng pera. Kumbaga, yung pagpapahiram ng ating creditor ay merong bayad. So, you can just imagine that as a payment for the rent of the money na pinahiram ng ating creditor. Ngayon, para naman sa point of view ng ating creditor or lender, it is the income from invested capital. So, para naman sa point of view ng creditor, yun naman ang kabayaran dahil sa pagpapahiram niya ng pera. Okay, so ang topic ng ating discussion today is yung pinaka-simpleng type ng interest, which is what we call the simple interest. So, ano ba itong tinatawag nating simple interest? Simple interest is the interest on a loan or principal that is based only on the original amount of the loan or principal. So, paano nangyayari kapag meron tayong simple interest? The interest grows in linear function over a period of time. It is usually used for short-term loans where periods of the loan is measured in days rather than years. So, ito yung formula na ginagamit natin for simple interest. We have here I is equal to PIN, wherein yung P, yung tinatawag nating principal or loan. So, yan yung amount na hiniram ng ating debtor. That is what we call principal or loan. I is the interest or ito na yung kaninang pinakita natin dito, no? While we have here the small I, which is the interest rate. So, this is expressed usually in percentage. And N is the period kung gaano katagal bago nagbayad ang ating debtor. And this is expressed in years. Okay, so ito lang yung tatandaan nating formula for interest. Interest is equal to PIN. So, ano yung tinatawag nating future amount? So, dito sa example natin, nagbayad yung ating debtor ng 600. Okay, itong 600 na to, yung tinatawag nating future amount. Because ito yung naging kabayaran ng ating debtor after some time. So, kung nanghiram siya ngayon ng 500, then magbabayad siya after 1 month, and that month, he has to pay 600 pesos. So, yung amount na yan, ang tinatawag nating future amount of the principal, which is we are using a variable f, okay, to represent the future amount. So, the future amount of the principal may be calculated by adding the interest to the principal. So, para makuha yung future amount, anong ginagawa natin? We'll just need to add yung principal, okay, sa ating interest. So, future amount is equal to principal plus the interest. Okay? But we know from here that interest is equal to PIN. So, we can substitute that. So, future amount is equal to P plus PIN. Okay, so we can simplify this by factoring out itong ating principal or P. Okay, so that means we have future amount is equal to P times 1 plus IN. Okay, so this is the equation na kailangan nating tandaan for future amount. Okay, so gagamitin natin yan sa pagsosolve mamaya ng ating mga sample problems. Now, meron tayong dalawang klase ng simple interest. And this will not be difficult guys because ang pinagkaiba lang naman nila is how to represent itong ating N sa ating equation which is the period of time, which is, I said before, expressed in years. Okay, so kapag tinawag natin siyang ordinary simple interest, this is based on the banker's year. So kapag sinabi nating banker's year, okay, it is composed of 12 months of 30 days each, which is equivalent to 360 days per year. So, ito yung ating banker's years, guys. So, pag sinabi nating banker's year, in 1 month, we have 30 days. Okay, so lahat ng month natin, from January to December, all of that is having only 30 days. And that means in 1 year, we have 360 days dahil 30 times 12 is equal to 360. Okay, so yan yung magiging basis natin kapag nagsosolve tayo ng based on the banker's year or ordinary simple interest. So, ano naman itong tinatawag nating exact simple interest? So, it is based on the exact number of days in a given year. So, kung ilan talaga yung araw in a particular month, yun talaga yung ating i-consider. So, normally we have 365 days in 1 year, di ba? Or kapag meron tayong leap year, we have 366 days. Okay, so the number of days in a month is based on the actual number of days of each month that is contained in the Gregorian calendar. So, for example, ang ating February is only up to 28 days. So, yun ang kukonsider mo. Hindi katulad dito sa ordinary simple interest that automatically yung February natin is 30 days. Okay? But on exact simple interest, kapag ang month natin is 31, you have to use 31 days. And if it is 30 days, then you have to use 30 days, no? So, yan ang pinagkaiba niya, guys. So, kapag exact simple interest, kailangan nating ma-determine yung exact number of days. So, of course, para malaman natin kung ilang days meron sa isang year, it will be either 365 or 366 days kapag merong leap year. So, kailangan malaman natin kung yung year na yon is having a leap year or not. Okay, so kailangan malaman natin leap year ba yung year na yon or not. So, paano natin malalaman? Then, we have to calculate. So, in order to find out if the year is a leap year, so you have to divide the year by 4. If it is exactly divisible by 4, the year is said to be a leap year. So, that means, ang gagamitin nating number of days in 1 year is 366 days. Otherwise, kapag hindi siya exactly divisible by 4, then, ang gagamitin nating number of days is 365 days. Okay? So, yung year natin will be divided by 4. So, yun lang naman ang gagawin natin para malaman natin kung leap year siya or hindi. Okay? So, if it is a leap year, it should be divisible by 4. Now, kapag ang year na ating ika-calculate is a century year, meaning yung last 2 digit niya is parehong 0, like 1700s or 1800s, the year must be divided by 400 instead of 4. So, on this case, we have n divided by 400. Okay? So, it will be the same. Okay, so tignan natin yung mga example natin. So, it says here that 1600 and year 2000 are leap years. So, tignan natin, ano? So, first, we have year 1600s. So, dahil this is a century year, we'll have to divide this by 400, no? So, this will have 1600 divided by 400, which is equal to 1600 divided by 4, which is 4. So, this is exactly divisible by 4. So, therefore, this is a leap year. Okay, so tignan uli natin yung next example. We have year 2000, no? So, we have year 2000. So, i-check natin kung leap year siya. So, 2000 divided by 400. This is equal to 5. Okay, so 2000 divided by 400 is equal to 5. So, it is exactly divisible by 400. So, therefore, year 2000 is a leap year. Okay, so pwede nyong i-check yan sa calendar guys para makasiguro kayo. Now, let us have another example. Paano kung hindi siya century year? So, let's say we have 1992. So, we have 1992. Let's check kung leap year ba siya. So, 1992 divided by 4 is equal to, let us use the calculator, no, para masagutan kagad natin. Okay, so 1992 divided by 4 is equal to 498. So, this is exactly divisible by 4. So, therefore, this is a leap year. Okay, so 1992 is a leap year. Okay, how about year 1999? So, 1999 divided by 4 is equal to, let's see, 1999 divided by 4 is equal to 499.75. So, hindi siya exactly divisible by 4. So, therefore, this is not a leap year. Okay, so dahil may decimal point tayo dyan. Okay, so ganun lang guys, para malaman nyo kung leap year ba siya o hindi. Okay, so, meron tayong tinatawag na cash flow diagram. Although this is not necessary, but this will be very helpful para ma-analyze natin yung ating mga problems. And you will find this really important kapag nagsosolve na tayo ng mas mahirap na type of interest rates, no? So, paano ba gamitin tong ating cash flow diagram? Let us first consider yung perspective ng debtor. Okay, so in the perspective of debtor, so let's say we have here a line kung saan it will cover yung time kung kailan tayo nangutang at kung kailan tayo magbabayad. So let's say we have here ranges from years. So let's say year 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. No? Okay, so in the perspective of debtor, so, may nakuha siyang pera at the beginning kasi nangutang siya, no? So, may nakuha siyang pera. And that is our principal, no? Yung kaninang pinag-uusapan natin. That will be the principal. And then later on, when we reach the year kung saan kailangan niya na magbayad, he will have to pay. So, he will release money here. And that is what we call the future amount, diba? Which is our F. Okay, so dito natin ma-evaluate yon. Itong range natin dito is our N. Okay, kung ilang years. Okay, ang nakalipas before our payment. And during that time, we accumulated an interest to here because our F is equal to P plus I. So that means from this length of time, we accumulated an interest. Okay, which is based from the interest rate of I. Okay, so yan yung paraan kung paano gumawa ng cash flow diagram. So let's say naman sa perspective ng creditor. Okay, so again, gawa ulit tayo ng line to represent yung time frame natin. Ano? Okay. So, para sa creditor, at the beginning is nagpahiram siya ng pera. So, he released money. Okay, so, for the perspective of the creditor, ito naman yung initial amount natin, no? And then, after some time, so we could just imagine how many years it takes, magbabayad ang ating debtor. So, at that point, he will receive itong future amount. Okay, so dahil tumanggap siya ng pera, that's why it's going up. So, sa taas ng line will be tumanggap ng pera, so it is positive. At sa baba ng line, nawalan ng pera, so this is negative. So, the same way here. Okay, so again, itong ating length of time here will be our N, kung ilang years ba yung nangyari before the debtor paid for his loan. And then during that time, we have our interest based on the interest rate I. Okay? So, ganyan natin siya i-drawing. So, i-apply natin yan sa ating mga problems para makita natin, no? Now, we have what we called a discount. So, alam na ninyo to when we are buying items or things sa grocery or kung saan pa. And we know that discount is future worth minus present worth. So, ito yung amount mula sa halaga ng isang bagay na hindi natin binayaran. So, minus siya sa ating item. No? So, the rate of discount is the discount on 1 unit of principal per unit time. So, let D is the rate of discount. So, ito yung D, which is our rate of discount. This is equal to 1 minus 1 over 1 plus the interest rate. So, if you have a discount, you can get the interest rate by D over 1 minus D. So, gagamitin din natin yan mamaya or later on sa pagsosolve natin ng mga problems, no? But for now, para maintindihan na natin kung paano siya ginagamit, let us try to solve problems, no? So, first we have this problem. Of course, this is simple interest, no? Yan muna ang ating isosolve ngayon. So, in problem number 1, it states that if 1,000 pesos accumulates to 1,500 when invested at a simple interest for 3 years, what is the rate of interest? Okay, so gumawa muna tayo ng ating cash flow diagram, no? Para mas visualize natin yung nangyayari. Okay, so initially, we have 1,000 pesos na nag-accumulate to 1,500. Okay? So, let's say, nagpautang ka ng 1,000 pesos. And then, nag-accumulate siya up to 1,500 pesos. Okay? When invested in a simple interest for 3 years. So, yung range natin is 3 years. So, 1, 2, 3 years, no? So, we have 1 year, 2 years, and 3 years. So, ang pinahanap sa atin dito is yung ating interest rate, which is I. Okay? So, yan ang kailangan nating makuha. So, ano yung formula natin, no? Alam na natin yung future amount. Okay? So, this is our F. And we have our initial amount, which is our principal. Okay? So, we now need to get the value of I. So, ano yung formula natin for future amount? So, F is equal to P times 1 plus IN. Diba? So, alam na natin yung F, P, and N. Okay? So, our N is equal to 3. So, therefore, sa-substitute lang natin yung mga values natin, makukuha na natin yung I. Okay, so our F is 1,500. Our P is equal to 1,000. Then, 1 plus, okay, our N is equal to 3, so 3I. Okay, so, isolate natin itong I. So, we will have to transpose itong 1,000 papunta si other side ng ating equation, no? So, let me put 1 plus 3i here. So, 1 plus 3i is equal to 1,500 divided by 1,000. So, therefore, 1 plus 3i is equal to 1.5. Okay, so dahil i-isolate natin yung I, we will transpose itong y papunta sa right side ng ating equation. So 3i is equal to 1.5 minus 1. So 3i is equal to 0.5. So our I is equal to 0.5 divided by 3, which is equal to, let's use our calculator. So we have 0.5 divided by 3, we have 0.1667, okay? So to get our interest rate, we'll have to multiply this to 100. So therefore, our interest rate is equal to 16.67%. Okay, so this is our final answer for the first question. Now let's go to problem number 2. We have to determine the ordinary simple interest on 10,000 pesos for 9 months and 10 days if the rate of interest is 12%. Okay, so hindi naman pinapahanap sa atin dito kung magkano yung naging future amount natin, ano? So, basically, ang pinahanap lang sa atin is yung mismong value ng interest. Okay? So, ang pinahanap sa atin dito is yung ordinary simple interest. And alam natin that our formula for interest is equal to PIN. Okay? So, alam natin yung P, which is 10,000. And alam din natin yung I, which is 12%. Pero hindi pa natin alam yung N. Dahil dapat may express natin ito in terms of years, di ba? Pero we have here 9 months and 10 days. So, isulat muna natin yung mga given natin para hindi tayo mahirapan. Our P is equal to 10,000 pesos. Our I is equal to 12%. At ang hindi natin alam right now is yung ating N. So, we need to solve for the value of N in terms of years. So, ano ba yung N natin? Sabi dito, our N is in 9 months plus 10 days. So, we have to express this in years. So, walang binigay dito na anumang information kung exact simple interest ba to, no? So, wala tayong magiging basis to consider exact. So, therefore, this will be based on the banker's year. Okay, anong ibig sabihin nun? Ibig sabihin nun, our 1 year is equal to 360 days. Okay, so yan ang ating i-consider. So, let us convert itong 9 months into days. So, N is equal to 9 months. And in 9 months, we have, in 1 month, I mean, we have 30 days. Okay? According to the banker's year. And there is, we have to add this to 10 days. Okay, so that means our N is equal to 9 times 30 for our sign. Our months here will be cancelled out. Okay, so how many days yung ating magiging N? Okay, so we have here 9 times 30. Okay, 9 times 30, 270 days plus 10 days. Itong ating 10 dito. We have to add this. We have to add 10 days. So, this is equal to 280 days, no? So, we have here 280 days. Now, we have to express this into years kasi para magamit natin itong ating equation. Our N should be expressed in years. So, according to banker's year, okay, in 1 year, we have 360 days. Okay, so our days here will be cancelled out. Okay, so our N will be equal to 280 divided by 360. So, 280 divided by 360 is equal to 0.6 0.7778, no? So, we'll have 0.7778 years. Okay, so now we can use our equation for interest. Our interest is equal to PIN. Okay, so our interest is equal to how much is our principal? Our principal is equal to 10,000. So we have 10,000 times our interest rate, which is 12%. So we have 0.12. Okay, and our N is equal to 0.7778. So makukuha na natin yung value ng ating interest. Okay, so ano yung value natin? 0.778, ito na yon, times 0.12, then times 10,000. 10,000 yata ito, di ba? Yeah, so may mali tayo sa given. So 10,000. Okay, so we have 933.33. Okay, so because here, our given is 10,000. So, namali tayo ng sulat dito. So, this should be 10,000. Okay, so, naging sagot natin, our interest will be 933.33 pesos. So, that means, nangutang siya ng 10,000 pesos with an interest rate of 12%. Nababayaran niya after 9 months and 10 days. So, magkakaroon to ng interest na 933.33. So, therefore, ang ibabalik niyang pera is 10,000 plus 933.33 pesos. Now guys, marami pang question na pwedeng lumabas for simple interest. And hindi pa natin nagamit yung exact simple interest. No? So marami pang possible questions. So we will continue this lecture sa ating next video para makapag-solve pa tayo ng maraming questions. So that's all for now guys, and have a nice day.